As you probably know, Nepal is currently passing through a political transition. The armed conflict which took its toll on the economy, this has been resolved and a new political settlement is being reached within the framework of new constitution. A constituent assembly was elected last year to finalize the new constitution. It is being expected to deliver its mandate in the future, maybe. As a least developed country, Nepal stands out for its relatively stable economic performance and its exemplary results in poverty reduction and human development report. Nepal has made remarkable progress in poverty reduction in recent years and is on track to eradicate extreme poverty. Nepal has attained the first Millennium Development Goal, MDG, to have extreme poverty ahead of time. The percentage of people living on less than US dollar 1.25 per day fell from about 53% in 2003 to 4 to 25% in 2010-11. This represents a 4 percentage point reduction per year and puts Nepal ahead of India and Bangladesh. If poverty reduction continued at this rate, Nepal will be extreme poverty eradicated within a decade. Several social indicators have significantly improved over the last decade. Most MDGs related to health and education are within reach. Disparities in access to primary education across the regions, consumption quantities and ethnic groups have narrowed. In addition, there has been remarkable progress in health. The maternal mortality rate fell from 538 per 100,000 live births in 1996 to 380 in 2014. Infant mortality fell from 110 deaths per 1,000 live births in 1990 to 46 in 2014, and full immunization coverage rose from 43% in 96 to 87% in 2014. While this progress has been impressive, Nepal still ranks low on the UN's Human Development Index at 145 out of 187 countries in 2014. This means that much remains to be done to bring USDI's human development indicators to middle income levels. Nepal plans to graduate from the LDC category by 2022. Let me now turn to the policy environment for investment, including FDI. We have adopted a policy of economic liberalization since early 1990s. In line with this policy, the government has taken a facilitative role in economic development. The private sector is recognized as the engine of growth. In fact, the private sector has become is the dominant player in the economy. We are seeing some good results of this approach in its bid to create a more investment-friendly environment. The government has introduced administrative and financial measures to attract investment, both domestic and foreign. The Industrial Enterprise Act, Foreign Investment and Technology Transfer Act, Company Act and Privatization Act are all geared to creating an environment conducive to trade and investment. In addition, a boot, build, operate, own, transfer approach has been adopted to attract private investment. Equally importantly, the government is keen on working together with the private sector based on public-private partnership.